Hey hookers, welcome to my life. As you saw by the title of this video, I'm just gonna be hanging out with you guys this week. I'm a full-time crochet artist and I used to be really curious about what that meant and what that looked like. This is actually a particularly exciting week for me because I have a few fun things going on. Also, I thought a fun little thing to do in this video would be I'm gonna hide a discount code somewhere in this video that'll get you $10 off of my Etsy shop, which will basically cover any of my patterns and then some. So essentially it's a free pattern coupon code. So I'm gonna hide it somewhere in the video. I don't know if I'm gonna say it. I don't know if I'm gonna write it somewhere on the screen, but the catch is it'll only work one time, so it'll only go to the first person who finds it. So I suggest you get your cart ready so you can act fast. And I also will ask, if you aren't interested in any of my patterns, maybe don't use it and save it for someone who is interested. But yeah, somewhere, somehow in this video, there will be a discount code for $10 off of my shop. Okay, anyways, on to the work week in my life. Let's get into it. Okay, so today is Monday. We're starting out at the beginning of the week, and the first thing that I'm going to do today is a really exciting one. I have a potential, nothing set in stone yet, but I have a potential collaboration with Michaels in the works, which is literally a dream come true. I can't even believe it. But before it's finalized, I have to draft up a video concept and send it over to them and get approval and just like do a few behind the scenes things. So right now I'm going to do a little bit of computer work and I'm going to draft up that video concept, send it over to Michaels because it is due tomorrow. So I'm cutting it a little bit close, which I shouldn't be doing because this is a dream of mine. So I'm going to get to that right now, and then after that we'll get into some crafting.
Important security message. Your computer has been locked up. Your IP address was used without your knowledge or consent to visit websites that contains identity theft virus. To unlock the computer, please call support immediately. Please do not attempt to shut down or restart your computer. Doing that may lead to data loss and identity theft. The computer lock is aimed to stop illegal activity. Please call our support immediately.
Okay, so that was like really weird and crazy. I had some virus on my computer. I don't know what happened, but I took care of it. I wrote out my concept. I sent it over to Michaels. Just need to wait to hear back from them. And in the meantime, I just have to finish up a video from last week really quickly, which is a sponsored video. So yeah, I'm gonna do that right now. My concept just got approved via email. Okay, so that took way longer than I anticipated. It's now 5 p.m. So basically finishing up that video took me all day long because I didn't really realize how long the finishing process of that craft was, which is fine. I had a lot of fun. What I was going to do after that video was done was work on a pattern that I'm writing right now, but I'm like a little bit exhausted from how much physical and mental power finishing up that video took, so I might take a little bit of a break and have some dinner. I'm at the very end of writing the pattern, so it's like a lot of taking pictures and setting everything up really like strategically and aesthetically, which is kind of a lot of work. Like, it's not like I'm in the part of the pattern where I'm just sitting on my couch crocheting, you know what I mean? So if I'm feeling very, very productive after dinner, I will work on that pattern. If I'm feeling a little bit less ambitious, then I will work on this other piece that I'm working on that's in a different stage of pattern writing, the stage of the pattern that I would just be sitting on my couch crocheting. So that's my backup option. Hi, it's me on my phone. I realized I have no idea what I was talking about. I'm not going to crochet at all tonight. I'm going to edit that video that I just finished. So I completely forgot about that when I was talking to you, but that's what I'm going to do for literally the rest of the night. I'm just going to start editing right now, and I'll probably edit until like 3 a.m. I don't know why I said any of that. None of it was true. I'm still in my pajamas, but I wanted to update you on what's been happening. So last night I spent a while editing, and I finished editing the video, and then I also worked a little bit on that nonchalant project that I was telling you about. And then I went to bed, and then this morning I got up, and my usual routine in the morning is I lay in bed for like an hour, catch up on notifications, reply to comments, reply to emails, that kind of thing. So that's what I did, and then I got up and I moved to the couch. And because today was the day that I uploaded a YouTube video, I sat on the couch and watched that YouTube video all the way through after uploading it because I'm a narcissist. And I like to watch it and think about like, this is what other people are perceiving me as. Once it's public, I watch it through the eyes of like other people because I'm a narcissist. So that's what I just did. And now officially I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna get ready for the day. But it's extra tough now because I can't move with her on me like this. She just got comfortable. What, I'm gonna get up and move? That's just rude behavior on my part. So once she decides to get up, we'll get up and I'll get ready for the day. And then I'll meet you back, hopefully a little bit more presentable. Peace. Okay, now we're ready for the day. Basically, all you missed is that I made breakfast, I showered, I got dressed, and then I took a few pictures because I'm wearing one of my patterns, this little skirt. So I took a few pictures in that for the gram. And now I'm gonna take this headband out because even though it's cute, I don't really feel comfortable with things on my head. But anyways, here's what's next on the agenda. Today, I really need to work on my upcoming pattern, which is a sweater, and I do have a little box right behind me. So I'm gonna unbox that with you guys while I tell you a little bit more about the pattern, I'll tell you about the box, I'll tell you about what the box means, and then we'll do a little bit of pattern writing together, okay? So unboxing time. Okay, so here's the box. It was sent to me by Lion Brand Yarn because I basically beat down their door asking for it. I have been emailing with them back and forth for a while now, trying to make something happen that I'm very excited about. Because you guys have probably seen my cloud cardigan sweater, the big chunky sweater. I have always used their yarn, the Wool Ease Thick and Quick, for that sweater. And I'm currently writing a pattern for a new sweater, which is very similar chunky crochet style, but it's a pullover sweater. And I'm very, very, very excited about it. And I'm very, very, very proud of it because I spent months, like literally months, developing the stitch. It's a stitch that I invented, and the purpose of it was to get it to look and feel as much like knitting as humanly possible without actually learning how to knit. And it actually truly came out perfect. It's everything that I wanted it to be. My hard work really paid off, but I'm not kidding. It took months of trial and error and frustration. It was quite the process. So I'm very excited about the stitch. I'm very excited about the sweater. It's the sweater of my dreams. Any hoozles, the point of all of that is to say that I'm using Lion Brand's yarn again. And because the cloud cardigan was a pretty big success, I basically came groveling to Lion Brand Yarn, begging to work with them, because the reality is I love their yarn and I will be using their yarn regardless of if they agree to work with me or not. So anyways, the collaboration as a whole is still being built. It's still in the process. I have a Zoom meeting with them on Thursday, which I'm pretty nervous about, but we'll talk about that later. This was sent to me by them just as a gift because because they're annoyed by me, to be honest. They're probably like, shut up, here's some yarn. I have been non-stop emailing them and begging to work together and saying how much I love and adore their yarn, and I won't shut up is basically the point. So I think this is like hush yarn to get me to just kind of leave them alone for the time being. I'm just kidding. They're like literally so sweet. Basically, they sent me this box of yarn to get the ball rolling on a potential collaboration that still needs some kinks worked out. That's the point of everything that I just said. This is a box of my favorite chunky yarn of all time. I ordered a whole bunch of the pink because I think it speaks for itself. And then I also ordered this beautiful, like variegated gray kind of color that I think would make such a beautiful chunky sweater. So that's the package. That's the yarn we're going to be using to make the pattern. Thank you so much, Lion Brand, for sending it to me. And I'm looking forward to our meeting on Thursday. I'm going to wear you guys down and we are going to work together. Mark my words, okay? That sounded like a threat. It's actually a plead and a request and a desperation and I love you guys so much, please. Here's the yarns close up, by the way. Obviously, Wool Ease Thick and Quick. This one is in shade Rouge and this shade is called Arctic Ice. I think this is so pretty. And just so you know, I do already have an affiliate link with them. So if you do ever buy this yarn or any yarn from Lion Brand for that matter, it would help me out if you use my link. I just get like a small tiny portion of the sale, but more importantly, it shows Lion Brand that my followers, I be getting my followers to purchase from them and that incentivizes them to work with me. So you buying through my link not only gives me a couple dollars maybe, but it also potentially helped me work with my dream collaboration brand. So just saying. I have a link in the description box or whatever, so. Okay, on to the next thing. So I've been writing the pattern for the last few weeks. I mean, obviously I've been designing this sweater for a very, very long time, but I actually started like taking the pictures and writing the PDF a few weeks ago. So I'm nearing the end of it. This is the sweater that I'm making for the pattern. So it's like I've written the instructions up to this point of the sweater. All I need to write to complete the pattern is the collar and the bottom hem. So that's what I'm gonna be working on today. And a lot of you guys ask, I use Canva to write all of my patterns. Canva is literally that bitch. She's so hot and sexy. I love her so much. She's perfect. Right now, I'm going to put on some music. I'm gonna do some crocheting. I'm gonna take some pictures. I'm gonna write some instructions. And I would film like a time lapse of the whole thing, but I actually need my camera because I've been implementing making videos into all of my patterns for any of the parts that I think need a little bit extra explanation or could just benefit from like a video tutorial. I just like you guys to have as many possible visual representations as you can so that nothing is left to confusion, and following my patterns are an absolute breeze. That's my goal. So yeah, I will be using my camera to record basically a tutorial of what I'm doing as I'm also taking pictures and writing, and so it's kind of a heck of a process whenever I write patterns. And then I will meet you back when this sweater is completely done. Truly, this is my baby. This pattern is my baby. I've worked so hard on her, and I am so proud of how she's coming out. Whenever I love a pattern this much, it makes me really nervous to release it because I want you guys to love it. Art is subjective. Not everybody's gonna love every single design that you ever make, but there are some that like you really hope people like. Anyways, I never know when to shut up. I'm going to turn the camera off now because nothing I'm saying is worth anything. It's not new information. Okay, see you in a little bit. Good morning. I am ridiculously tired today. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I'm getting sick. I don't know what the issue is, but I'm so tired. And a big part of me does kind of want to use my powers of self-employment to just not work today. But unfortunately, that would never happen in a million years. I'm way too strict of a boss on myself. It's literally impossible for me not to work for even 5 minutes, let alone a whole day. I get so much anxiety if I'm not doing at least something for the business. So I don't know, maybe I'll be a little bit easy on myself and let myself work on like some lazy projects today. But unfortunately, there are a few things that I actually do have to do today. But first things first, let me tell you about yesterday. I worked on the pattern for the entire rest of the day. I finished the sweater. I'm going to show it to you in like 5 seconds. So now that it's done and the pattern is done, my next step will be to take some vertical content with it on so that I can post a tester call. Then I also need to make the tester call. I need to do a few finalization things on the pattern itself, do some aesthetic working to make it like really shiny and ready to go. I also am such a perfectionist. I'm not like 100% satisfied with the few little pictures and videos that I took yesterday. So, and this is gonna sound insane, I honestly might make an entire another sweater just to take like 2 pictures in one video. But what I have right now is sufficient, like it'll work. I just know that I could get better pictures and a better video. The steps that I wanna retake the pictures for anyway are the very last steps of the sweater. So I think that I could do a tester call and tell the testers like, hey, by the time you guys get to this point, I'm gonna cycle out these pictures. But I just am a perfectionist and there's like one picture that I'm like, that's not gonna work. So I have to make an entire new sweater to redo that one picture. And that's why pattern writing takes me so long. Anyways, let me show you the sweater. So here she is in all of her chunky oversized glory. I haven't weaved in the ends and stuff yet, but that's okay. I made mine like kind of a turtleneck, but it is adjustable in the pattern. You can make any kind of neck you want. I just figured I'd make mine a turtleneck because if I want to wear it as a lower neck, I can just fold it down like that. I also made my sleeves extra long so that I can fold the cuffs. Here's what they look like unfolded, also very cute. But tell me that this does not look like a knit sweater. It's just like, it's literally everything that I dreamed of. It's perfect. Okay, I put on mascara and my hoops, so I'm officially ready for the day. Anyway, so my plan right now is to take some vertical content, meaning content for Instagram. I have a reel that I started making of like the process of making the sweater, so I'm just gonna finish that up and that'll kind of be like my announcement post for like, hey, this is like a new design. So hopefully gets a little bit of attention. You never know though, Instagram's a fickle little bitch. And then I think for the time being, because I'm so tired, I might just start working on that second sweater, the one that I'm gonna make to take the like one picture. So I might also film a reel while I'm making that one, just mine as well. You know, you gotta content farm the shit out of these pieces if you wanna make any money these days. And then a little bit later, I have to do some computer work to get myself ready for a big, exciting and nerve-wracking meeting that I have tomorrow with Lion Brand Yarn. Basically, as I already told you guys before, the sweater that I just showed you is using their yarn. So I'm trying to strike some kind of deal with them to do like a, I'll promote your yarn every time I promote this sweater, which will be all the time. And over the past year, when we weren't even working together, I've already seen quite a bit of success on every post that I've made, including your yarn. And I've already obviously like shouted them out in all of those posts and stuff. So they see it and they've messaged me before and they've sent me free yarn before. We have a nice little relationship going, but it's like very baby stages and I'd like to kick it up a notch. So that's what that meeting tomorrow is going to be. I'm very, very nervous. I've never had a meeting for my business before. before. I feel like I'm still a little bit uncomfortable like selling myself and putting a monetary value on like my work or my social media presence. I don't know. Everything to do with like brand deals is still very new and very foreign to me. They only kind of started coming in once I started this YouTube channel, which was only a few months ago. So yeah, I'm still like definitely learning about all of that, and I don't have really anybody who's helping me with it other than maybe like a TikTok here and there. So long story short, basically I just want to sit down on the computer tonight and like write out a bunch of notes for myself, get all of my numbers sorted out, like my sales, my views, all of that kind of thing for everything that I've brought them up until this point. So that it gives me kind of a platform to stand on when I'm doing my pitch and saying, hey, you know, I wasn't working with you and I did all of this for you so far. So imagine what I could do when we are working together. That's basically the basis of my pitch. So I'm going to sit down, I'm going to clickety-clack for a while and hopefully get myself in a place that I feel a little bit more prepared for this meeting. So for now, I'm going to film some content. I'm going to go sit on my couch and crochet while also filming some content. I'm just like the final boss of useless yapping. Okay, I'm shutting up. Bye. Hello, it's currently 12:30 on Thursday. I spent the rest of yesterday content creating and crocheting, as you saw, and then later in the evening I did a little computer work getting all of my talking points and statistics ready and stuff for the meeting, which this morning I had all set up. I had given myself quite the pep talk to calm down and get my nerves ready, and then the meeting got rescheduled. But that's okay. She was super, super sweet about it, and I'm still excited for whenever it does work out. She was busy. It's totally fine. So today, I think what I'm going to do is just continue working on this sweater that I'm making. Honestly, it's working up so fast. Like now that I'm just following my own pattern, I started it yesterday evening, and I already have the back panel done, most of the front panel, so all I really have left are the sleeves. I would say I'm probably going to get this done in like 3 days flat, so that's pretty good for an oversized sweater. And then it is Thursday, which is my bowling league night. So around 5 p.m. I'm going to go to the bowling alley and show everybody who's boss. Pretty chill Thursday. It was going to be a really big, huge time Thursday for me because of this meeting. I'm going to go crochet. Peace. Okay, so I've been crocheting for a while and I think I'm going to transition right now into editing this video. I've decided that the editing process goes a lot better when I start. I honestly don't know how to work my camera. This is so distracting. I'm so sorry. I've decided that my editing process goes a lot better when I edit as I accumulate the footage rather than waiting until I've filmed for an entire week and then I have like 16 hours worth of footage and I plug it all in and I'm like, oh. Anyways, I'm gonna start editing even though I still have 3 more days of the week left. Once again, yapping final boss. I could have just said, hey, I'm gonna edit, by the way. Now is probably a good time to give you the promo code because if you're watching this, thank you. So use that for $10 off my shop. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna go edit. Bye. It's 2:30 on Friday and I kind of forgot for a little second that I was making this video, but basically all I've done today is I edited for the first 4 hours of the day and now I've just been sitting here crocheting and watching Vampire Diaries. And that's kind of what I plan to do for the rest of the day until I go on a little movie night tonight. And that's pretty much my entire plan for the day, so I figure you don't need to see much of it. That's Friday. Good morning. We're on a little bit of an adventure today. I didn't realize when Lion Brand asked me what yarn I needed that the variegated Woolies Thick and Quick came in slightly smaller balls of yarn than the solid options do. It's like 40 grams less per skein or something, which is totally fine. I just didn't do my math right. By the way, sorry for the extremely strange angle. This is the only place in my car that my camera will stick to, so that's where it has to be. So anyways, I ended up needing like 40 grams more of yarn, which is like barely even a quarter of a skein, but I can't finish the sweater until I have that. So we are on an adventure because my local Michaels does not carry that colorway. So I'm going to a different Michaels that is about 40 minutes away for one ball of yarn. But that's okay. I decided I'm gonna make it worth my while because while I'm there, I'm assuming that this Michaels is a bigger Michaels than my local one because I live in a smaller town than the town I'm going to right now. So I figured I would take this opportunity not only because it's a bigger Michaels, but because it'll make me feel better about driving 40 minutes to go there. That while I'm there, I'm going to take the footage for my Michaels partnership video that I mentioned earlier. So excited and so honored that Michaels wants to work with me. Essentially, it's because Michaels is launching a new campaign where they opened the knit and sew shop, where they adopted a bunch of Joann's old signature like yarns and fabrics and stuff, all of the like really popular Joann's stuff that no one wanted to dye. Michaels adopted it and is bringing it back to life, and that's what the whole campaign is about, is like letting people know that that's up and running and you can go get Big Twist at Michaels and all of these other things. I was a little bit hesitant actually to do it at this other Michaels because I am so uncomfortable filming in public, but I'm challenging myself. I'm gonna do it. So next stop, Michaels. Okay, so I just finished filming in there. It was actually really easy because I didn't do any like talking to the camera. I was just kind of waiting for the aisles to be empty, and then I would record little clips that I thought I could mix together later. However, I think I am still going to have to go to my local Michaels and film a few more clips because even though they did have it partially set up here, I don't think they had everything totally set out yet because I didn't find any big twist yarn, which I think is like the #1 thing that I really want to include because I know that's like a big selling point of the campaign. No biggie. I think I got most of what I'll need for the thing. I can start editing it together and then I'll just pop over to my local Michaels one of these days soon to get a few more clips of whatever I have there that they didn't have here. And then we'll wrap that whole thing up, send it over to Michaels for approval, and boom, I'm officially a Michaels partner. Like even just talking to Michaels and Lion Brand Yarn is absolutely unfathomable to me. I can't believe I'm even having conversations with these people, let alone actually working with them. It's so crazy. Oh my god, a car just pulled in. I gotta go. I gotta go. Hi, really quickly, it's Tuesday of the following week, so I know this is technically not part of that same week, but I didn't want to leave you guys hanging in regards to that whole Lion Brand meeting thing. So it had got rescheduled to today, and we did it this morning, and it went so well. I was so nervous, and the lady that I met with could not have been sweeter, could not have been more amazing, and I think that it went really well. She liked my ideas. I just could not be more thrilled that they want to work with me, and I'm very proud of myself for reaching out to them and being persistent and planning everything out that I did. And I'm so thankful that she was so sweet and made me feel much more comfortable. I was very nervous to start out the meeting just because this is so big for me and so exciting, and I love them so much. I really wanted it to work out, and I'm so glad that it did. So yeah, the details still need to be finalized on how exactly this is going to look, but for the most part, she liked my idea, she liked my pitch. It's just a freaking dream come true. I cannot express how excited and how grateful I am for this opportunity. But yeah, more details to come on that later as we finalize some things, but I just wanted to update you guys so I didn't leave you hanging on the whole thing because I know that I made a big deal about it and figured I should let you guys know what happened with that. So yeah, that's my little update.